First, let's listen to Lipa's director Martin Schebel, who's going to tell us how this project began and why it's worth your attention. Hi, Martin.
Hi, Tomáš. The best way to start is probably by saying that our investor, Tomáš Barta, who is also the owner of our mother company, EMTC Czech, is a passionate traveler. A few years ago, he started noticing something on his travels, that parents often give their kids tablets or smartphones to give them something to do or to get a bit of peace and quiet. But Mr. Barta didn't quite like the kind of content that the kids were being exposed to, which was shooting games, fast and crazy videos, particularly anything they wanted. And that's where he decided things could change, because the digital realm has enormous potential, offering something beneficial like education. You can use electronic devices anywhere in the world, and they are becoming widely available and less expensive than getting teachers to remote developing regions. But even more importantly, you can localize digital content into many languages and make it available to all age groups. And that is a strong point.
And how did the process itself begin? Did you have a sit-down with a few other people and decide to make it a game? Or did you know right from the beginning you would have to build a team and slowly develop?
Well, it happened more like the last thing you mentioned. Tomáš Barta sees Lipa as a long-term investment, which is why he first started assembling a team. It's the foundation of actually any successful project. Once we got together a few of the best game designers, graphic artists and programmers, work could begin. At first we needed to put some logical processes in place, which is not very common in this IT industry, and our beginnings centered around building experience, trying out new frameworks and new things. It was all about mapping out a clear and efficient system. We took the same approach to the content itself. We wanted to create an educational system of apps, not just separate games. This system developed academic cognitive skills. Through our apps we taught kind of like reading, vocabulary, maths and so on. But then we realized kids would get overwhelmed with at school and later on in life. That's why we decided to shift to a holistic approach and focus on making the preschool age happy time. Preschool children are hugely creative and develop at rocket speed. It's scientifically proven that the academic tutoring they get later in school dampens this beautiful creativity and individuality. We wanted to encourage children to play and dance, but at the same time offer a vast range of information children can learn in an engaging way. Because it's absolutely true that children at the preschool age are like sponges, always curious to know more. We took all this into account and weaved together 8 systems instead of just one, 8 learning areas of one big curriculum. These 8 learning areas nurture the child's personality from all angles. Apart from academic skills, they now support the child's social and emotional well-being, physical fitness, environmental awareness, and so on and so forth. We even included fundamentals of history and philosophy, which might be slightly controversial with preschoolers. But we do that on purpose. Through our apps and games, we want to put forward intriguing points for discussion between the parent and kid, which inspires family time. What we wanted to achieve and what makes Lipa even more unique is a balance between the digital and physical worlds. We are well aware, of course, that children want to spend as much time playing as possible. That's why we actually use the device to get out of the device. We encourage kids to go and try out for themselves what they saw and what they learned in our apps. They go outside, to a park, to a forest and so on. This, of course, means that families get closer together and parents spend quality time with their little kids, instead of just distracting them, as I said at the beginning. With Lipa, devices don't separate people, as is typical for our times, but brings them together. We believe that we are giving parents a wonderful motivation to play with their kids and spend quality time together even in the space of a few minutes. An umbrella application we are currently preparing and polishing, Lipa Adventure, provides parents with loads and loads of related material. Family activities, tips for parents, experiments and creative ideas the parents wouldn't normally come across or would have to look for on various websites or in books. We make all of this available in one place. And what's more, we time the activities and the content in such a way that it always fits the child's age and abilities. When we develop our apps, the target parents we have in mind are the busy but mindful parents who want the best type of influence and information for their kids as they grow up and want the time they spend together to be mutually enriching and full of purpose.
The main building blocks of your company are apps. Actually, quite a number of apps.
Yes, you're right. And there will be more. Right now, there are 17 available for download on 4 platforms, counting iOS, Android, Windows Phone and Amazon. But 15 more apps are in production and 10 are in the prototype phase. We are moving forward pretty fast and strong. And it's not just games. Another new type of app we've adopted is interactive books. These are a perfect source of new information because learning through stories is the most natural thing for kids. So we are polishing about 5 interactive books and will soon introduce them to the public.
This means they will be available on iBook Store?
Everywhere, virtually everywhere. At the moment we are considering our options, whether or not to make our own sort of iBook store. We are still thinking about the best way to put our interactive books out there. I'm glad you are asking though. It will all come together under the big umbrella app I mentioned earlier, Lipa Adventure. We are developing it to be a vehicle for our apps, interactive books, but also written stories and fairy tales, which will be revealed to families chapter by chapter. So the Lipa Adventure app is going to be our kind of store for our products and subproducts, sort of all-inclusive channel for the Lipa content. The interesting thing about the app is, as I said, that the content will be revealed step by step. As a parent or child, you won't have to do anything, just wait and see what comes your way every day. Imagine that every month a whole new topic will unlock, meaning a whole month will be about, for instance, pirates, about space, about nature and so on. And each day of this month, some part of the content will be made available for you to enjoy. Or not, of course, if you don't feel like it.
So the only thing I'll have to do is download one application, and I'll access the rest of your products through this one app.
Exactly. It's like when you are opening an Easter egg. You don't know what you are going to find inside, but you can't wait to see.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. My next question, Martin. Many of our viewers are developers, and some might like to know what they need to do if they want to join your team and work with you on this project.
Well, it's true that at the moment we are doing a lot of hiring and there are plenty of open positions. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, which you'll find out for yourself at the next stop of your tour. In 2013 we bought our own preschool with a beautiful garden of 2000 square meters and capacity for 40 children. This is an amazing source of feedback because we can do trials of our apps and other products directly with our little customers. And not just at the preschool, we even have a Lipa Adventure Club, as you'll find out later. But to get back to your questions, we are looking for all sorts of people and professions. Preschool teachers, programmers, by the way, if there's anyone out there working with Java, get in touch if you're interested. We are also looking for coders, graphic designers, game designers. The product department could use female member. The product department is where I started in Lipa, and there has always been a lot of kind of like masculine energy, so it would definitely benefit from a female perspective. After all, we want to balance in all aspects of what we do. We are also looking for educational specialists, translators and native speakers of many world languages, localization support, and I could go on and on. But what I'd like to point out is that hard skills and vast experience are not the most important thing for us. A successful candidate is somebody who an open mind and willingness to learn and adapt. This company is literally a school of life. Plus, it's very well possible that a person starts out as a tester and eventually becomes a product designer. These things happen all the time because what we do is that we find the best tasks for our people's talents and not the other way around.
Right. So if you're interested, go ahead and drop a message to this email address at the bottom of your screen. As we've just heard from Martin, there are plenty of opportunities for people here.
Definitely. Maybe the last thing to say is that right now the Lipa team consists of 60 people. 40 people are based here in Prague in the office, and 20 more work for us from around the world. A few weeks ago we opened a branch in Silicon Valley. In short, we are always expanding and we'll be happy to take more people on board. People with energy and enthusiasm for what we do.
All right, Martin. Thanks for the interview. It gave us a good start. Now we're going to visit Lipa preschool and take a peek behind the scenes at Lipa to see how things work in each department. I'm sure there's tons of interesting stuff waiting for us. So stay tuned, and thanks, Martin.
Pleasure is mine.
We are in a very special place today, somewhere we've never made a video before. We are in a preschool. Jitka Fočetníková is going to tell us what is so special about this preschool, because this is really not an ordinary one. So hello, welcome to our videocast.
Hello. This is for sure not an ordinary preschool. We don't do same old things here. Our preschool is based on the Lipa learning philosophy, which focuses on harmonizing digital and real-world activities for children.
So it is not like in a traditional preschool, where parents just drop their children off. Well, okay, even in a traditional preschool, they have a program prepared for the kids. But beyond that, you have iPads here, a pile of iPads, which you use for your applications. We will then have a look into the studio to see how you create them. But am I right in thinking you try your apps out here with the children?
Well, I started to work for Lipa about 9 months ago as an educational specialist. My task is to develop curricula, general educational outlines with international character. We focus on the whole preschool development of a child, from the age of 2 up to the beginning of school attendance. We develop 8 learning areas, and as Lipa has its own preschool, I thought it would be a shame not to connect the two things and try the apps out with the children. So, apart from our afternoon club, where I and the English teachers from the preschool put a pilot program into practice, we involve children in testing all our products. The children from Lipa preschool are the first ones to try our products and their very origin. At a point where we only have a few slides, a few phrases, children can test them and give us feedback on how well it all works. we then can move on in the development and see whether our adult way of thinking coincides with the needs of children.
As we were filming children playing, we could see that this is not a standard way of teaching, if we can call it teaching in a preschool. Apart from using our own Lipa applications, you have the kids conduct various experiments and try to make preschool education more interesting, right?
Exactly. My specialty is in service teacher training, and over the last few years I have been focusing on preschool teachers. I develop programs for teachers too, and I really like this environment because you can test everything here. Lipa's mission is to find balance between the real and the digital world, and I think it is great to create an educational program that would connect these two things. The aim of our educational program, which we have been trying out here for the second term already, and that we want to spread into the world starting from September, is to offer meaningful use of educational applications that are connected to normal preschool activities. Our club is called Skills for Life because we believe we're preparing children for the real everyday life they will be confronted within 10 or 20 years. In this context, we try to come up with new activities that coincide with the activities in our games and interactive books. So we conduct experiments with the kids, learn about physics, chemistry. We also focus on activities connected to music and physical exercise, as we know this helps children's brain to develop. It is a playful 90-minute time program that combines all this and tests our company products.
We could see today that you mainly talk in English to the children. Are the English teachers here all native speakers?
Yes, our English teachers are all native speakers. This program, as well as the afternoon club, was designed in English as we are an international company. Even though we are based in Prague, about 1/3 of our employees are internationals, so English is perfect for us even to communicate with each other. All our products, our games and interactive books are in English too, and we are currently creating the section English as a second language to teach children English systematically using our products.
Well, thank you very much for the interview. I think we have mentioned everything. Thank you very much again, and I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you.